It's National Park Week. The goal is to get people outside, discovering parks, and get them to learn about history and culture. Cronkite News reporter Tyler Fingert visited Petrified Forest National Park in the Grand Canyon to see what they're doing beyond recreation.
Petrified Forest National Park was created over millions of years and encompasses hundreds of thousands of acres. And while it's a beautiful sight to see, paleontologists are uncovering what lies beneath the surface.
The discovery part of it is really exciting.
Bit by bit,
I'm the first person to see this stuff in 200 million years.
Kathy Lash uncovers the past.
It hasn't seen the light of day since this animal died and was buried.
It's a chance to discover what was once unknown.
It tells us about what the environment was like and what animals lived around this time during the late Triassic, and what the environment was like and how it's changed.
225 million years ago, this now dry land was home to reptiles and dinosaurs. They're long gone, but if you look hard enough, you can still see shadows and fragments of their existence. That's where Lash comes in. She's what they call a fossil preparator. Her job is to clean that bone so the research can begin.
We want to preserve as much detail on that bone, so when our researchers look at it and when our paleontologists look at it, they have the detail that they need.
Bill Parker leads the Natural and Cultural Resources team at Petrified Forest, and he believes this is one of the best places to conduct this research because valuable artifacts lie within the park boundaries.
We get everything here with fossils, from freshwater sharks to early dinosaurs. And some of the more interesting stuff for some people's point of view is the early dinosaur stuff.
This scientific work isn't only happening here. Parker says it's part of a mandate for all parks from the National Park Service.
One of our jobs is to promote scientific research, and we do this for two reasons. One, we're a natural laboratory to learn these things, and two, it tells the park story.
At the Grand Canyon, they're also doing research, but here they're doing it on living animals like bats, looking into a deadly disease called white nose syndrome.
We have the ability to detect white nose before a lot of other parks or people because we have so many different species.
They've documented more than 20 species just within the Grand Canyon. Brandon Holton, a wildlife biologist at the park, says they're paying close attention to the bats as white nose syndrome spreads across the country.
It's caused by a fungus, and it can be spread both by migrating bats as well as people.
The disease was first found in 2006, so far spreading to nearly 36 states and can cause bats to starve.
White nose syndrome is one of the most devastating wildlife diseases that we've had in modern times.
So here at the park, their bat diversity works to their advantage. Holton says the Grand Canyon is one of the best places to track the movement of the disease.
We're actually building kind of a long-term bat monitoring project, essentially, to look at bats over multiple years to try to assess any kind of changes that are happening, whether it be in diversity, whether it be in any kind of activity patterns and such.
At Petrified Forest, Parker fears it's a race against time.
A lot of these fossils are going to be lost to erosion. Our job is to go out and keep that from happening and losing that scientific data.
So Lash continues scraping away layers from the past.
When I step away from my work and I look at what I've done, it kind of renews that excitement.
Excitement that could lead to something revealing, a new discovery about who or what was here before man. At Petrified Forest National Park, Tyler Fingert, Cronkite News.